pressing record.
Hello, this is Dustin Pickering at the New York Parrot Literary Corner. We are celebrating 100 days of this program. We have interviewed thus far 101 people for this program, and it's been an excellent journey for me. And I believe we are incorporating this program a little further and to taking it a little more further than we have been. We were not expecting so far. We were expecting to do a full year's worth of programming, and this far we've done about 3 months, and it's been a wonderful journey. And I can't express how excited I am for this 100th landmark anniversary of our program. So, without further ado, I will let Mutiu to discuss a little bit about the programming and the further plans we have, and a little bit more about what we have incorporated for the future of this programming.
Thank you so much, Dustin Pickering.
Quite welcome.
Yes, rightly said, we spent 100 days and we've interviewed 101 guests from different parts of the world. We've covered countries beyond even North Africa. Beyond North America. We're talking about covering Asia, European and African world too, beyond even in North America. We've covered Canada, the United States. We've had marvelous guests on the show. Why is today so special? It's very important. We need to understand this. If you check all over the world, any part of the world, be it Asia, be it America, be it Europe, be it Africa, you can never find a show dedicated to creative writers. No. The only show we have in the globe today that focuses on the promotion of the work of creative writers and their work, and they themselves, is Parrot Literary Corner. We set up this for several reasons, and I believe that some of us who understand what is termed as coming from unique angle and being unique, you need to have got certain passion in you that makes you different from others. Before we go deeply into the Parrot Literary Corner itself, it is important we understand even not only Parrot Literary Corner, but to also understand the body itself, the Parrot TV. Parrot TV was established the same day New York Parrot newspaper was launched on August 6, 2020. That was last year. And it was set up by myself, Mutiu, Olawuyi, and Sheikh Monsodrami to provide more journalistic avenues for dissemination of fact-checked news with heavy focus on positive development about individuals and community within and outside the United States. We're so tired of negativity in the media. We're tired of bastardization of individuals and society by mainstream media. That's why we set up the New York Parrot newspaper. And of course, the main reason why we set up Parrot TV. Now, with what I've just said now, you would have seen why we set up Parrot Literary Corner. Of course, to project the positive image of creative writers across the globe, to support them, to give them the voice, because we see them as people that Mainstream medias don't focus on them because they believe that there's nothing positive, negative to get from them. They promoting their work is promoting positivity. And unless they've written something that has to do with bastardization of a society, that's when you bring them on the screen. We don't need to wait until that time before we celebrate them, before we appreciate their work. That's one reason why we, of course, set up the Parrot Literary Corner on Parrot TV. Now, someone may ask you, this Parrot Literary Corner, how did you start? It started towards the end of last year, 2020. And it started, of course, in consultation with my partner here, Dustin Pickering. It was set up in March because it took us time before we could finally decide on the concept to follow. And of course, I have said, it was set up to provide platform and reading around the world. The maiden episode of this very wonderful show or unique show was hosted and of course directed and produced by myself with Dustin Pickering and his business partner, ZMY, as the guests. Because that's the best way to start a show is to, of course, appreciate yourself. If you don't appreciate yourself, how can you even appreciate others? So we started by discussing issues related to the publishing company of Dustin Pickering, which is TZ Press. Transnet Zero Press, and the journal. And after we finished this, we started co-hosting the show until, because of some technical issue, we had to divide the responsibility, where Dustin became the sole, became the anchor of the show, while I focused on producing and directing the show. That's how we kick off this. And up to today, we've managed to sail through, despite the challenges we face. We'll be talking about this. It's not easy to do this kind of thing alone, unpaid. We're not paid. This is just our passion. This is what we love, and this is what we do for the globe, for humanity, for the sake of projecting positivity around the world, especially in the literary world. A lot of things we've learned while we're interviewing different writers. We've seen common challenges they face. We've seen common ground where you can say they have the same worldview. Whether you are in Africa, you are in Asia, you are in America, you are in Europe, we've realized that there are common challenges faced by writers, and there are common issues that make writers across the globe to different parts of the world. So, in a nutshell, we broke the record. How? Because so far we have managed to break. We have managed to have the first daily TV show in the whole world designed for creative writers within and beyond the borders of the United States. This is where I'm going to just stop for now. We'll be going further. I'll hand over the mic back to Dustin to continue with the remaining part of it. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you very much for turning it over. And I would just like to discuss a little bit about the values of literature and poetry and why the show is definitely needed. and why we should, gain some. We were looking for 1 million subscribers. This is our goal, and we're working very hard towards this. And one of the reasons why I personally took the initiative to work with this show is because I saw how great the endeavor was planned, and I believe that, in my own opinion, literature is a neglected art form. Reading is being neglected, and so some of the values, in my opinion, and through my readings of poetry, is that one of the great values of this is it has the value of recognizing subjective states of mind and developing meaning through poetry. You begin to look at very complex issues and simplify them into a compact form of poetry. And so I think that this is a very positive thing that our world is neglecting right now, is being able to see complex issues and bring them to a core value and recognize that as a very powerful tool, which can be used, in my opinion, to develop meaning for a person. And then when a person has meaning and purpose, and they feel that they have earned that meaning and purpose on their own account, they develop a confidence that you cannot take away from them. They develop a love of humanity. They develop an empathy with other people. And I believe this is a good thing that we're missing in a lot of our society, that's become very much technologically advanced and scientifically based. And I think that we could recognize this as something that needs to be out there. Plus, I feel that the voices of creative minds are not being heard as much. And I believe that that is one of the reasons that we have this problem, is because there is so much availability on through the internet. And so, those who are willing to take the initiative to come to us and discuss with us their creative endeavors, we are more than grateful for this opportunity to help promote your work. And I believe that one of the reasons I feel like this is a very positive thing is because we aren't seeing very much right now community wise. And we're seeing it more under COVID than before online, but we're not going to, hopefully we'll continue to see people bring together their works and their efforts into the collective fold, and basically draw from that meaning, develop a purpose, and hopefully learn a little bit more across cultures, across the barriers of geography, and hopefully this will help people understand how much we have in common, and why our differences, which normally sometimes completely polarize us, why we can look at those differences without feeling threatened. And literature helps people develop the mental capacity, or the mental hardwire, I guess you could say, to be able to think and create creatively and develop your own empathic responses. I mean, there's so many studies that fiction can do this. We've talked with authors who've written historical fiction. We've talked with a lot of poets. We've talked with musicians and all sorts of interesting people. And a lot of these people have done some wonderful things that is not being highlighted by or highlighted by the in mainstream media or the press, or sometimes in many cases even their local press is not really giving them much credence. And I think it's very positive to see what's being done in the world right now that's creative and interesting and beautiful. And we need to address that in a way that brings an audience together and brings and develops community. And I do believe that this thing about poetry specifically is it's spontaneous. It's a very spontaneous activity. And one thing we've developed an understanding of through this program the discussing the creative process is just how interesting and lovely this thing is that we don't really quite understand. And I think that's something we're trying to probe a little bit, is gather some information. We're not just doing interviews, we're archiving ideas and histories and personal experiences of creative minds. So I do believe this is something that is very necessary for the world today. Is a great endeavor, and this is one of the reasons why I joined the program as a anchor, is because I truly believe, as I've stated, in the creative arts, and I do believe this is a unique initiative to bring people together and to discover together. We are learning as we go, and I believe that that's part of the fun of this programming. And I've learned, as I've developed my own skills as an interviewer, how to approach people from a perspective of listening more so than trying to be, I guess you could say, trying to be a surgeon in a way of, kind of finding the wounds and so forth and cauterizing and whatever. I'm more intuitively listening in to what's being said and allowing life and the conversation to flow through the depths like a river, rather than trying to put stones in that river to prevent the flow of the water. So I feel like learning is the process here, and it's been a wonderful journey so far, and we will have many, many more takes on this show as to what the creative process is and who we are as people in the world, where our standing is, and what it means specifically to be creative in the community at large.
Impressive. I think because we live in the same world. When I say we live in the same world, I'm talking about the cognitive world. We think in the same direction. That's why we've been together for over almost a decade now. We've been together. We did just start today. Myself and Dustin, you're saying today. We've been doing a lot of literary work together. I remember the publication I had in 2000, Dennis Waits from Wisconsin State University. Yeah, that professor emeritus on gender violence. We gathered writers from different parts of the world to call for a protest against gender violence. We did a lot of work together. We know ourselves. We know what we're capable of doing. And we realize that it's not enough for us to just be doing things on our own, in our own word. So we decided to say, okay, let's give the voice to the voiceless among the creative writers. They only have their voice in their paper, and it's difficult for it to be conveyed to those who do not even like to read. We know that reading culture is dying every day, day in, day out. Young ones nowadays are no longer interested in reading. Why? We've discovered that. We'll let you know later before the end of this show today, why and how we can solve this problem. What do we have in plan? How can we achieve this? We have got that solution to the problem because we've listened to creative writers from different corners of the world. We've finally realized that they have the same problem. And where there's a problem, we know there must always be a solution. We don't believe that where there's a problem, there can never be a solution. No, where there's a war, there must be a way. And we've been able to design that. We'll release that. And fortunate writers among you who joined the train on time will definitely never regret for the rest of their life. So it is important you listen carefully and follow every bit of the show today. And to contact us, we've already told you have contacts. We've got literary corner at NewYorkParrot.com or editor at New York Parrot. Give you the opportunity, because where our happiness is to see all creative writers to get themselves relieved, not only financially, but even socioculturally. You know, it's like some writers have become so isolated. They live in their own world. And people believe that writers do not have value in the concrete society because they live in the fictional world. That's a lie. That's what we're trying to prove to the world. And we can only do that when we give the voice to creative writers, when we allow them to speak, when we allow them to say their mind to the world. When people listen to them, just like the way they listen to politicians, just like the way they listen to businessmen. There's nothing bad in being in academia or be a creative writer and still be financially buoyant. How can you do this? What can you do to achieve this? We've got a solution for you. Just keep listening. By the time we're done with the show today, you will thank your God that you are fortunate to watch the show today, and we'll drive it on from there. We've got the solution, as I've said. And before I go into what we have in our plan, I'm just going to display on the screen. So Dustin will identify some writers from these past writers that we've interviewed, what they've said, and just appreciate them, at the same time just give brief information about maybe the content of what they discuss. Briefly, just a few of them. I'm just going to display the gallery of these creative writers that we've interviewed. We appreciate all of you. We believe that you're part of our progress. Without you, we would not have achieved this today. So thank you so much for the 101 creative writers that we've interviewed so far. And we hope to work with you in different capacities. We'll be communicating with you and let you know where we want to work with you. And so without further ado, I'm just going to share the screen now while Dustin will be looking at these pictures on the screen and identify the creative writers interviewed so far on the show. I guess you can see the screen now.
Yes.
Dustin?
Quite a few, quite an amazing list of remarkable minds, remarkable creative endeavors going on in the world with these wonderful people. Everyone from we did Tom Hunley down here. We've got John Dorsey.
I've got 3 slides to display.
Gotcha.
3 slides will be displayed. This is just one of it. Go ahead.
Just so many minds. I mean, we interviewed Melissa Chappelle, Christine Sloan Stoddard, Paul Kanicki, Don Bucas, Art Paul Schlosser, Variety Robin Wyatt Dunn, Kim Vodica, Kelly, Kellyanne Gaddis, Kashiana Singh, just amazing group of people. We talked about Emily Dickinson one afternoon. We did Lynn Coffin, and we learned so much about the world through all of these minds, and basically some of the commonalities and some of the similar problems that societies face. There's just so much being discussed on this program that it would be hard to consolidate and distill the information. And then we go further down here to everyone from Alexandra and Anopoulos. We talked with Bengt Borkland, with we just Christine Sloan Stoddard is on there. We talked with several authors we talked with authors in Scotland, across the board, Denmark, Canada, here in the US, all over the US. We have, people that have taught us quite a bit. We have Falia Hassan, Troy Camplin. We discussed with him twice, actually, differing creative works of his. So that some people have a really expansive ideas that require more than one program. So we did with him twice. We did programming with a group in Canada and Lethbridge, and we talked with them regarding everything from conflict resolution to the experience of being first up on an open mic, and why it's important to be supportive of the community and individuals. And so we have some amazing people here who have taught us quite a bit about what their experience in the world of art is. One of my most interesting conversations I believe we had was we had Maria Naxos. We had interesting conversation with her that was really charming, about learning about people, watching and observing, and how strange people really are. They're just amazing talents we have here. Dinger and Ken Jones, and we talked with Kelly Ann Ellis about a legacy project. We talked with many people in several other countries, Italy, Canada. We talked with Joshua Corwin, is on that list. We talked to several beat poets, friends of Allen Ginsberg, Mark Olmsted, and Ron Whitehead, who was a really wonderful gentleman who's got a legacy film coming out soon. We talked with Wolfman Kevin down there, is at the bottom of there on that list there. And, we talked with Tanya. Tanya was really nice to talk to. She's out there in Italy. We talked with her about some of the cultural differences between Italians and people as far away as New York City, where she was from, and how she experienced the divide there. We had so many interesting conversations. There's Rick Christensen there. We talked with him about epistemology and philosophical poetry. And so, the list just is endless of the number of guests and how much exactly they offered us. And so far, it's been really a lot of poetry, and we've talked a lot with historical fiction, fantasy writers, and we've talked a lot about the social circumstances of these various creative minds and their societies, how they market and approach their craft. And I believe we've offered quite a bit to the community as far as teaching other artists and out there, what they can do to be proactive in terms of getting their artwork noticed, getting it out there, and as well as not just talking about the process, but how to make that art into something tangible that people can come in contact with. The marketing side is really where you're going to run into some difficulties as an artist. Most of us are very introverted, so it's hard to kind of get the word out there. One of the things we talked about in general, I asked many people on the program, how has COVID affected them, and how have they adapted to COVID? We find that a lot of people are saying, ironically, that it's brought the artistic community together more so than before, because now we're coming in contact with people all across the world. It used to be just your local readings, or maybe some citywide readings that people would attend. Now people are attending Zoom meetings and open mics through Zoom, and it's amazing that we have come together in spite of what they're calling social distancing being part of the program of battling this pandemic. So we found that people feel, even though there's still that physical divide, we still have the arts are still alive, they're still thriving, and we're still communicating with one another across this basic this problem of COVID. So we have discussed with people in a lot of countries all over the world. We're starting with of course we've USA, Canada, Greece, India, Italy, France, Germany. The list is just endless. Sweden, and Africa, parts of Africa. We've discussed with many African poets, Nigerians. We actually had a wonderful program with ZMYs and Taufik, who were both had some interesting observations that we could see some of the similarities between the condition of Nigerian artists and writers and poets and so forth, and the ones here in the United States. There were a lot of extremely interesting similarities, and we discussed the problems faced by artists. One of the things that is obvious, in terms of being a human being, is that when you're not able to feed yourself, of course, you're not going to be as interested in sitting down and writing a book. So it's important that we meet our physical needs and our emotional needs in the world, so we can have the space to have a creative community. And I think just the amount of authors and creative minds we've worked with, and we will continue to do this for in the next year. So keep an eye out, and keep an eye out definitely for people out there who will need a creative platform to discuss anything that they feel is related to the arts. It's just been wonderful to do this programming so far, and I hope we can learn a lot more about the process of creating, what the world is like all over the creative community, how we are adapting, what our future will bring. And I think this has just been a fantastic endeavor and quite a huge project, and a lot of work has gone into this. And so I want to reiterate that if you do appreciate the programming, we have a donation at paypal.me/nyparrot. I mean, just look at the creative minds we've interviewed so far, and we can only go further up in the world of interviewing and discussing literature and discussing the creative process. So I think this is just a fantastic approach that Mutiu himself, he's really the mind behind this idea. I'm just sort of the second guy behind the field, basically the the one that's doing the interviewing. I'm the guy on the scene, but Mutiu is the mind behind this project, and the guy guiding these various ideas to fruition. And so I'm sure he has a few more things to tell us, concerning what the future of this project is going to bring to us.
Thank you so much, Dustin, once again. You've done justice to at least exploring the views of the world on the show. We hope to achieve a lot with your support as viewers, as fellow creative writers, because we are also creative writers. It is our passion that made us to create this unique platform. And it is collectivism that can make it to grow further. We can't do it alone. I just initiated there. Without Dustin, I wouldn't be able to do it well like this. So it's partnership, it's connection, it's network. We do things together, we achieve things together. And we believe that enough is enough. We can't keep complaining. If you listen to writers today, they'll keep saying the same thing. They publish, they can make money. They end up getting depressed or losing even interest in writing. We don't need to continue like this. Where there's a war, I always say this, there must be a way. We can't say there's a war and there shouldn't be any way. No way. There's nothing in life that you can refer to as a problem that doesn't have the solution. And that's where we are. We are there to design that. We're there to work together for the liberation of creative writers around the world, across the globe. Anywhere you find yourself, regardless of your financial strength, your economic background, we want you to be able to laugh, to smile, to enjoy yourself. At the end of your writing, you don't just write alone. You write, your pocket will smile, and you too will be happy to write more. We need to change this world. Why do you feel that most of these youngsters nowadays are no longer interested in reading our work? If you've listened so far to most of the writers, they say the same thing. We appreciate it. There's nothing bad in appreciating our creative writers in the past who opened the platform, the pathway for us, like William Shakespeare and the likes of them. There was a time I think we explored the world of Emily Dickinson. Yeah, we've done that. We've explored the world of other writers too. And most of the guests we interview also make reference to those great writers in the past. So we continue to just be celebrating the past without thinking of the future. Our future are trying to make them to live a better world. This question needs to be answered by creative writers. Enough of just writing poems for your own sake. That's selfishness. Think of what is happening in your society. Think of what is happening to the youths in the society. Put yourself at the level of the youth. Think like them. Convey a message that makes them to think of getting themselves liberated from violence. You talk about violence every day, gun violence. Is it among the elderly ones? No, it's among the youths. They are vulnerable. Why are they vulnerable? Because their mind is not properly tailored. You don't leave it for parents alone. Parents cannot do everything. They struggle up and it's not easy. It's becoming complicated these days because of modern technology. Human beings are being replaced with machines. So it's difficult to get a job, and when they get a job, they need to sustain it by working extremely hard. So what do you need to do? Do we say it has to do with parents? Don't blame parents. You don't blame government alone. What are you doing as writers, as creative writers? What have you used your pen to do? How far have you been able to change the life of your readers for the better? If you are targeting your age mate, you are not doing you are unfair to the youth, the future. You are killing the future. You need to give the voice or provide the voice for the youth too within your writing. We're coming back to where we'll get to the solution to even our own personal problem as creative writers. But this is where we need to think again and again and again. Enough of complaints. We should start taking responsibility. Ask yourself, why is your book not selling? What's the content of your work? Okay, if you say you've got something tangible for the youth, you've not got the right platform. We are getting there gradually. Our show is not just for you to be interviewed. Our show is not just for you to explore or express yourself. It's not just to promote you. It's meant to change the world. We want to prove to the world that we creative writers are unique. We may not be part of the system physically. I'm talking about the leadership system of every demography, every country or society. We have got a lot to do. We have a stake in this. If the young ones are going to school, what kind of books are they reading? How relevant are the books to their life? Some of you would have noticed that the problem we have nowadays is in academics, most lecturers or instructors will only recommend their books because they want to make money. We can't blame them because they too suffer to get to that stage. But how can we make this so accessible? All the texts of creative writers across the globe. That question, we have got a solution. We'll contact those that we feel will kick up with us. But generally speaking, we've got a lot of plans for this year. And we'll just briefly identify the plan. And then we round up this session. And we sincerely appreciate your time with us. We sincerely appreciate your belief in us. If you don't believe in us, we will not reach where we are today. In the next 1 year, what do we have as our plan? What do we want to achieve? Of course, number one, where there's no doubt about that, is to get at least 100 creative writers interviewed. 100. Since we do it every day, it means that it's even beyond that. We're going to get up to 365 writers. But no matter the challenge, we have to break that 100 within a year. But our main target is to get 365 writers interviewed. Since we have 365, 366 days in a year, we believe we can achieve this. And we have been working tirelessly towards getting this done. Another very important thing, a very important opportunity for creative writers. If you're a creative writer, congratulations for watching this show today. You have got a very good opportunity to get your work also exposed. One way to promote your work is to be part of a collective work of creative minds. And part of our plan is to ensure we have 2 anthologies of poetry, short stories, and visual arts published before the end of this year. By August, we are going to release the entire year. We will have the second anthology released. So this is June, we have July, then August. So in the next 2 months now, we have the first anthology of poetry, short story, and visual arts released. So if you're interested in being part of this initiative, contact us via our email at newyorkparrot.com. Beyond this, within this year, we also plan to produce a magazine. Annual magazine. By the end of the year, we're going to have a magazine produced where we're going to cover all our activities within the year. When we are marking the end of the year, we will celebrate that together. And that is going to be annual. Every year we'll be releasing the magazine. The magazine will cover the news part because we combine journalism with literature. The aspect of literature is the literary corner, but we still need to understand our foundation. Our main body is a media, a journalistic outlet. So Muslim Community Reports, Manchester Times, New York Parrot, Parrot TV, all the activities will be, and of course, creative writers work will be there, and powerful articles too, relevant for the progress of the world. We are not interested in bastardization of any society. If you are a pessimist, don't bother to contact us because we don't have any platform. We need optimists. You need to be optimistic. You need to be positive-minded to work with us. No matter your challenge, no matter the kind of challenges you are facing in life, believe it is possible and work hand in hand with us, and then we achieve together. We're ready to help you if you're ready to help yourself. Enough of negativity. We're not interested in that anymore. We want to move on. We believe that with positive mind, we can achieve whatever we want to achieve in this world. Of course, you can see our show is getting better day by day. If you remember the first show, the second show, and the rest, subsequent one after the initial one we had became better because we were able to get little fund to get equipment. We procure equipment for standardizing our production. We wish to get more production materials to get this show beyond where it is today. We can do it with your support, with your collaboration. We can achieve this together. Because the more we package it, the more it becomes attractive and relevant and meaningful for people to take. If you are selling ordinary, even if you are selling Apple, if you package the Apple world and you add a token to it, people will still buy it. And the same Apple that is just unpackaged, unbranded, which will be sold lesser, is the same one you just package with little amount of money. That's what we do. So we need to always get better. We believe in progress. We can't be static in whatever we do. That's why we want to make sure that we procure equipment for standardizing the production of Parrot literary content. Before the end of this year, we want to make sure we have achieved this. We've got the entire tools needed to build a very powerful studio for this specifically, because we'll be doing it from different angles, different platforms. Beyond this, within this same year, within a year of the establishment, we hope to set up, not even hope, we have already started. This one is the opportunity I was talking about. We've already started working on establishing a global publishing and printing press for academics and creative writers. And the approach will be so easy. It will be easy for you to make money as a graphic designer, as an editor, as a cover designer, whatever, as a reviewer, and as a creative writer, without losing anything. We're looking at we've got the blueprint, and we're working with business-minded people around the world to set up one of the most powerful publishing houses in the world. We're working on that. We'll roll it out and let you know when we'll set it up. We've already started the paperwork. The registration is ongoing, and other materials or tools needed, we're working on that. We'll let you know when we are ready, and then you can start submitting your creative work. We'll get them published for you. We'll market it for you and put money in your pocket. We'll make you smile, not just frown at the end of your writing or at the end of your publication. Beyond this, within a year, we plan to produce suitable literature for young readers. I've told you, our target is more of the future. We've understood that you need to connect the past with the present to be able to see the future. But what we've seen is most writers, they believe in just the world they were living in maybe more than 2 decades ago, which is no longer applicable to the context, the modern context. We need to find a way of fine-tuning our writing to suit the need of our young readers. Make it entertaining, make it relevant to what is going on in their life. Solve their problem with your creative writing, and you see whether they will read your writing or not. We're going to work with a lot of creative writers across the globe, using different languages, not only English language, Arabic, Greek, even Latin, Swedish, Bangladesh, Bangla, and Hindu, and any language that you speak that we know that we'll be able to target and handle young writers, young readers at various levels in different parts of the globe. We'll be working on that. By the end of this year, of course, we're going to award the serving members of Creative Writing World and supporters of art and creativity. I mark a plan for that to annually award the serving creative writers. You're not just going to be awarded alone. You'll be awarded with cash. You'll be awarded with publication, something that will make your life better. It's not just award of paper alone, where they just give you the paper with money in your pockets. Because that's very important. We want you to be happy, but we don't just want you to be happy gathering papers, putting them on your walls unnecessarily. We want your pocket to smile too. Enough of just paper walls. Creative writers deserve to be economically buoyant. We are coming for you. We are aggressive in this area. This approach is going to be really aggressive. A kind of revolution is coming through this platform. Keep watching Parrot Literary Corner to get updates for you to have opportunity of achieving your dream. And finally, within this year, we plan to provide meaningful source of income for creative writers, meaningful ones. Beyond just writing, there are other ways you can make money. When you make money, you get enough time to express yourself. You have enough time to think. You have enough time to travel. You have enough time to explore the world. And that's what we have. We don't want you to keep complaining. Join us, be part of this noble cause, and you will never regret. You've seen what we've done so far. It's not easy to achieve this. We have the passion for literature. We have the passion for creativity. We have the passion for art, and that's what is driving us. Whatever you want to achieve in life, you need to have passion for it. And sincerity is also very important. We're very transparent. Everything we do is going to be transparent. All right? Revolution is coming. Don't wait until it gets to you. Get out of your lane and join the revolution. Let's liberate ourselves, our creative writers. Let's find a way of solving our problems together. COVID-19 has taught us a lot of lessons. It has made us to be more together than even the way we went before with modern technology. How far have you utilized this modern technology to change your life? If you have not, just keep following Parrot Literary Corner. We'll guide you, we'll say you through. Whether you're a student at a secondary school, high school or middle school, or you are a university student, or even you're a graduate, whether you have master's degree, PhD, whatever you have, what is important is for you to smile. Most people believe that writers will be poor forever. They can never be rich. That is a fat lie. We are changing that. We're changing that ideology. We're changing that worldview with our new initiative. We'll let you know what kind of initiative we put in place, how far have we gone. By the time we move on with the subsequent shows on this platform, you would have seen the kind of package we have for you. Thank you so much for being part of this unique historical platform. As viewers, as guests, we appreciate you. We appreciate every bit of your time, ideas you've shared with us, ideas you've shared with the globe. Thank you once again. Over to you, Dustin.
Thank you for the wonderful discussion of what we are planning with this platform and the future we hope to bring to the world. And this has been an excellent program so far. And like Mutiu said, we are bringing you the revolution in publishing and the creative world. It will definitely be a big thing that you want to be a part of. If you have not already joined us, join us now. We are definitely out here going to promote the arts. We're bringing it to the young people. We're going to bring reading culture back. We're going to do the best we can to continue this programming. And this has been 100 days. Just think of what we've done so far. 100 days, every day, daily programming, interviews. So don't doubt us. Don't doubt us at all. We will accomplish what we plan to accomplish. We will get there. It'll take a little bit of time and a lot of effort, but we plan to do this for the long, long haul. And we know what we're facing. We know the obstacles we're going to come across, and we know we can overcome those obstacles. So I would like to thank again all of our viewers, all of our subscribers. Please continue to share this content, tell others about us, and keep us in touch with us at Literary Corner at NewYorkParrot.com. This is where you can find us if you would like a platform. Now, if you would like to donate, as Mutiu has said, we definitely need funds to continue increasing the packaging and the greatness of this program. You can find us at paypal.me/nyparrot. The link will be on the YouTube. All of our videos in the recent last few weeks, we've been posting this. And so please do donate. We would love to hear from you. Or if you know of any sponsors that would like to, give us a little extra, we would be more than happy to include them in our programming and give them a voice, a little shout out to let people know that they exist. So definitely keep in touch with us. And I am so proud of what we've accomplished. And Mutiu's idea is wonderful. I think we have a great set of ideas going on, and we're putting them in motion. And if you want to join us again, please do as soon as possible. Don't hesitate at all to talk to with us. You can even get us on Facebook. I'm Dustin Pickering, so you can find me there on Facebook. So again, 100 days of nonstop daily interviews that have brought so much to the creative world. I thank our viewers. I thank all of our guests. There's so many of you, and we are proud to have hosted you. And we will continue this journey, this long journey up this long hill, as Amanda Gorman has stated, the hill we climb. We will continue to climb this hill, and we will not stop until we reach the peak. And we want you with us. So this has been the New York Parrot Literary Corner. I am Dustin Pickering. You will see me again tomorrow, and I appreciate everyone out there who has been listening. So please keep in touch with us, and we have no reservations about putting you on the show. Just get in touch. So with that said, it's been a wonderful afternoon. Thank you for being with us today and the last 100 days. So continue to watch our programming. And this is Dustin Pickering signing off for the New York Parrot Literary Corner. Thank you very much, and have a lovely afternoon.
Thank you so much. So see you. Have a lovely work. I hope we're going to have a wonderful session again and again. Keep watching.
Absolutely.
Parrot Literary Corner. Cheers.
Poetry lives. Poetry and literature lives.
Yeah. No stop. No going back. We have started this.
No going back. We've just got the ball rolling.
A journey we're ready to fight until we get to there. Yes, we'll keep rolling it.
Absolutely.